What is going on, killers? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, I'm Killer Kurt and this is Street Slayers. I hope everybody watching had a good holiday. I personally had a great Christmas, great time with the family. Kids got plenty of presents. I got a couple presents. It's a good time. We are back out here in the garage working on the budget 4.6 build, and it is, well, I got the bottom end all done, and let's take a look over here. Now, before you start asking me, I got it all oiled down and everything like that, but I don't want to leave it exposed like this, so we're going to get it back together ASAP. I tore everything apart, put new rods, mains, rings, all that stuff, which was a complete waste of time because this thing looked like it was brand new. Obviously, it was low mileage and very well taken care of, so that's a good thing. Now, before you start asking me about, you know, all kinds of crazy questions about, you know, putting it back together and all that other stuff, I'm going to recommend something that some people are probably going to laugh at. Get one of these, okay? Now, these tend to be a little bit of a joke to some people, but you know what's not in this book? Some fat guy sitting in his Fruit of the Looms sending you on some wild goose chase, okay? That's never even touched a modular motor. This has facts in it, okay? It's going to have all the torque specs, all the, you know, tightening down patterns, the clearances, the runouts, all that stuff is in here. It is well vetted information. Okay, so we're going to leave that over here. I'm going to go over a couple things while we're here. Real quick, if you see these holes right here, while you have it like that, stick a flashlight down in them. There you got like you got 6 of them, 3 on each side. Those are your oil returns from the heads. Make sure they're not clogged up and debris or anything like that. Some people are building race engines. You have to remember these are cast. They come through here and deburr the whole block, not just down here, but they take like a Dremel or a die grinder and clean all that stuff up. Why? I don't know, but just letting you know what other people do. Okay, I'm gonna show you something about the rear main seal. Right now, the rear main seal cap, something that bolts on back here, is in the parts wash bin. But hair in my mouth. When you pull the rear main seal, you're gonna have 2 pieces. This is gonna be looking at you. All right. Some people refer to this as an oil slinger. Well, you're not going to be able to take it out without bending it. Okay, so that being said, you're not going to find one of these in a gasket kit. It is pointless. Throw it away. Here's the rear main seal. This is actually in really good shape. It kind of sucks that I took all this apart, but here's the new one. All right, I'll show you how to install that as soon as I get the pieces parts back together. This gasket kit comes with 2 different oil filter adapter gaskets. I'm assuming, well, I can see the bolt pattern is the same, but I'm assuming it's because the Cobras and a couple other models have oil coolers, which this one does not. I'm going to refer to you to HorsePlay Motoring. He's got a great video on his oil cooler. He rebuilt it. I'll put a link to that video down in the description. This was just a regular oil filter adapter. As you can see, I already loosened up the bolts, but we're going to replace that gasket real quick. Not the big, as a matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and pull it off. See it right there. Set that down there. And we'll just match it up with one of the gaskets over there. And you can see that this gasket's still in good shape. It's got a lot of spring to it. Oh well, set that there. So some other things to go over. Most likely, if you're a youngster, you are probably getting your dad's help to build one of these, and he's most likely only built small block Chevys. So I just want to point out that these caps are numbered. There's 1, 2, 3, and so on, and you'll see a little arrow pointing towards the front of the engine. So just keep that in mind. This right here No, do not be alarmed. Your engine did not swallow an extended lug nut. This is the post for the oil pickup tube. Not that big of a deal. All of these cast iron blocks are 4-bolt main. You have 2 here. You have 2 on each side. All of these aluminum blocks, these are the caps. This is the, yeah, these are bigger. So these are the caps for the lap block. These are 6-bolt main, 2 on each side, 4. So that is just worth mentioning. Even the 0304 steel cast iron Cobra blocks were 4-bolt main. I've seen people in the forum say that they are 6-bolt main. They are lying to you and sending you on a wild goose chase. I promise you, there is no difference between this block and an 0304 Cobra block, except for the clearance for the counterweights on the forged crank. When I look on like Marketplace and stuff like that, there's a lot of people that are advertising that they have 0304 Cobra blocks. Guys, that it's a sham. It's bull crap. Okay, an 0304 Cobra block is the same as an 0304 GT block. It is. There's no difference. The main difference between all the 0304 and the previous years is that they clearance the block for counterweights that was on the forged crank that's in the 0304 Cobras. That's it. That is the only thing. But they made the 0304 Cobra block and the 0304 GT block the same. There's nothing stronger about a 0304 Cobra block. It is. It's just people trying to cash in on a name. That's it. So let's move on. This is the oil pickup tube. You always want to check that out whenever you you get it apart. Make sure there's no big metal shavings. Like I said, man, this engine is in great shape. There's like a couple, it looks like metal, but it's not. It's just like a couple little oddities in the weave of that steel mesh. But great engine here. Got that surface all cleaned up. There's the new gasket. Got that surface all cleaned up. I use a score pad and some oven cleaner, a little bit of degreaser to get it hot. Alright, now it's time to install the oil pump. If you can find one, try to find, this is a Cobra one. You get one that says HO on it, high output oil pump. Basically, it is installed like so. And then you got your bolts, and there's all kinds of sequences you got to follow and torque specs. But that's all in that Chilton manual that I told you about. That way you don't have to bother asking me and we get into an argument. Not that big of a deal. All right, so far the oil filter adapter is on, oil pump is installed, oil pickup tube. I'm gonna dump. I already put some lube down in the oil pump, but still I'm gonna pour a little bit of oil down in the pickup tube just to assure safe measure, basically. Next thing we're going to do is get the rear main seal installed in the plate and get that back installed, and then put the oil pan back on. Well, that rear main seal went in. So right now I have the luxury of having this engine up on the stand, so it is a little bit of a pain because you have a little limited space to work, but I also don't have to drop the transmission and work on this while it's in the car. So this is just a tip that if you have the engine in the car, you want to find something somewhat rigid and slippery. You could use like a sticker. Shout out Comp Cams. This is what happens whenever you have a Coyote. You get 4 cams, which means you get 4 times the amount of stickers. There's the boxes, if you remember from my build before. You can also use like a thin book cover, something that's rigid and thin. So you take it and you like wrap it around the end of the crank. That way, whenever you slide this on, that lip that I showed you before that lip right there, you can slide that over and then just pull this out. That way that doesn't try to fuss with you. I'm not going to do it that way because I have the engine on the engine stand. It's going to be a little bit easier for me to work, but you get the point. I'm going to put some RTV around here and get that bolted up so we can get the engine the oil pan on. Mint. All right, obviously if you do it my way, you're going to have to make some adjustments once you get it off the engine stand, but in my opinion, I did it the easier way, but some people might disagree. Now I'm going to put the oil pan gasket on. Now what I do is I usually put some RTV right where surfaces meet, like put a dab here, and you know, I'm going to put a dab right here and a dab right there, but you know, that's for the timing cover, so we're not going to worry about that right now, but that is where I'm going to put dabs of RTV. So let's get the oil pan gasket prepared. All right, we got the oil pan gasket prepared. Now you see them little tabs, they're going to be facing up, obviously. These tabs, this, you know, you got the 2 bolt holes in the back and the 4 in the front, so that's how you pretty much know which end it goes on. And obviously them tabs are not going to dig themselves down into the block, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put them blobs of RTV where I told you I was going to, and get the oil pan on. Got the oil pan on, all nice and degreased. Now there is a tighten down sequence that you'll have to follow. It's kind of like in a crisscross, but you know, well, obviously the timing cover isn't on, so I can't follow it all the way the way they recommend, but I do things in an unorthodox way. Once again, guys, get a Chilton manual or whatever manual you want to use. That way you can have all these torque specs and sequences and everything like that. That way we don't have any arguments, and you guys can do it however you would like. That's going to do it for this video, killers. I hope you like what I'm doing here. Stick around because we're going to do cylinder head assembly. I'm just going to talk over that loud helicopter. Cylinder head assembly, timing, head installation, you know, the timing cover and all that other stuff, and then eventually intake installation. It's going to kind of be multiple parts here, but you know, guys, stick around because I think you're going to like it. The reason why I think you're going to like it is because this is teaching you a lesson that I should have learned a long time ago whenever I was young and just starting out, and still wanting to go fast, is to stay kind of putting it in a rude way, but an honest way of staying in your lane. Because if you know, if you think building your car is expensive, wait till you start racing it. Wait till you start, you know, driving it. Wait till things go wrong. They will go wrong. You'll learn really quick that the easy part is the build. You need to actually map out a realistic budget when you start your build, and then progress as time goes on. Don't just fly into flying. Crawl before you walk. But like I said, if you like what I'm doing here, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like what I'm doing here, put the thumbs down and move on with your life. And that's going to wrap it up. See you in the next one.